We all know that a recession is coming. It's all over the media. The news is blasting it at us like it's all over social media. However, what they're not saying is how to prepare for a recession and what that recession can mean for you. So, I have created a series where every week on Sundays I will post a new video about how to prepare for the recession. So, welcome to episode 1, Preparing for the Recession Overview. If this is your first time here, my name is Jada Brown. Nice to meet you. And I talk about all things real estate and business. So make sure you go ahead and click the bell next to the subscribe button because I am getting ready to break it down and make sure that you are ready to level up during this recession. Welcome to episode 1, Preparing for the Recession Overview. The last recession that we had in the early 2000s, like the 2008 recession, I was in middle school. Okay, so I was not concerned about how the economy was doing. Like, my number one concern was wearing a padded bra, right? Trying to get my mom to agree to that. So I cannot say what really my experiences in the 2008 recession because honestly, I don't remember the economy being bad. I mean, I remember people talking about us being in a recession, but didn't faze me at all, right? So now that I'm older and more aware and I have my own business, I have been analyzing the historical trends of like the market as well as understanding what a recession really means. So the very first thing I want to say is that millionaires are made during recessions, okay? Warren Buffett said, "Be fearful when others are greedy and greedy when others are fearful." Okay? So in this episode, I want to talk about what a recession is. So let's talk about the boom and bust cycle. And my source is Investopedia, as you can already see from being on the screen. All right. What is the boom and bust cycle? The boom and bust cycle is a process of economic expansion and contraction that occurs repeatedly. The boom and bust cycle is a key characteristic of capitalist economies and is sometimes synonymous with the business cycle. During the boom, the economy grows. Jobs are plentiful and the market brings high returns to investors. In the subsequent bust, the economy shrinks, people lose their jobs, and investors lose money. Boom-bust cycle lasts for varying lengths of time. They also vary in severity. Okay. Understanding the boom and bust cycle. During a boom, a central bank makes it easier to obtain credit by lending money at low interest rates. Let's think. The interest rates for mortgages were just historically low, right? Which caused a really active housing market. All right. Individuals and businesses can then borrow money easily and cheaply and invest it in, say, technology, stocks, or houses. Many people earn high returns on their investments and the economy grows. We can think about the housing market again. So many homeowners gained like crazy equity in like less than a year, okay? So moving on. The problem is that when credit is too easy to obtain and interest rates are too low, people will overinvest. This excess investment is called malinvestment. There won't be enough demand for, say, all the homes that have been built, and the bust cycle will set in. Things that have been overinvested in will decline in value. Investors lose money, consumers cut spending, and companies cut jobs. Credit becomes more difficult to obtain as boom time borrowers become unable to make their loan payments. The bust periods are referred to as recessions. If the recession is particularly severe, It is called a depression. Even reading that, I just thought about how the used car market was going through such a boom. Like, people were buying cars because they had all this money from getting unemployment. These cars at way higher prices than what these cars were worth, right? And now these cars are getting repossessed because they can no longer make those payments. So anyway, now you understand the boom and bust cycle, and you can see that our economy went through a boom. Housing market, the used car market. I mean, there was so much money being pumped into our economy that we are now getting ready to go through the bust cycle, right? And this will cause a recession. There's going to be some people who get their shirt ripped off of them during this recession. You want to be the one who has on your winter coat, right? Because you're prepared. So let's get into 7 steps that you can do to be prepared for the recession. If you're lazy, click off this video, because these are steps that you have to be proactive about. All right, number 1, cash is king during a recession, okay? This is the time where you want to be liquid, okay? And you want to live within your means. This is not the time to rack up consumer debt because you want to be cute and go to Gucci and buy you a Gucci bag because it's in season. Okay, yeah, I get it. No, this is not the time for that. Now, I'm not saying not to enjoy life. You can go to secondhand stores or consignment shops and get Gucci bags at a fraction of the cost, but this is not the time to be using your credit card and charging things, okay? Cash is king during a recession. That brings me to my next point, number 2. You want to build an emergency fund, okay? Now, the rule of thumb is to have 3 months of your living expenses saved in an emergency fund. Now, during a recession, you might want to up that, okay? Now, in my house, Jerome and I have decided that we are going to have 12 months of our living expenses saved for our emergency fund, which we will increase, but the minimum is 12 months because we want to be prepared for whatever may happen, right? You have to decide what is best for your house, but if you do not have an emergency fund, you need to get, like, that needs to be your priority, is to build that emergency fund. All right, step number 3, and my favorite, create additional streams of income. If you have a job where you work, get paid, work, get paid, it's time for you to create an additional source of income. I'm not saying to go out there and quit your job, no, but be realistic. I just read you from Investopedia that companies will cut jobs during a recession. You need to understand that when you are working at a job, you are expendable, right? If they look at their balance sheet and they're like, okay, yeah, we need to cut some costs, they don't think about Mary Jane has a family who she has to provide for. No, they don't care about that. They care about the company. And it sucks, but if you are one of the employees that they say, okay, sorry, gotta go, then you just gotta go. And now you're sitting at home and you're like, oh my God, what am I gonna do? So make sure that you protect yourself just like these companies would protect themselves, right? And make sure that you create an additional source of income. Now, that additional source of income can be an online boutique. You can sell things on Amazon. You can drive Uber. I mean, whatever it is, create an additional source of income. Whatever your job is, obviously you work in some type of field, create a service business in that field, be some type of consultant. Whatever it is, you have to think about it. In next week's video, next Sunday, the video in the series, episode 2, is going to be Recession Proof Business Ideas. So make sure that you click the bell and the next to the subscribe button, and you make sure that next Sunday you check out my video on recession proof businesses to start. Okay, do not sell your investments, and I'm speaking specifically your stock investments, right? And I got this point from my father, who was a stockbroker with Dean Witter for many years. So shout out to my dad. And he also has a YouTube channel that I will link, I guess, in the description box. But this is not a commercial for my dad, so let's get back into it. Don't sell your investments, okay? So I know that your portfolio, your stock portfolio, is probably decreasing in price right now, and you may be worried. But you have to remember that investing is a long-term strategy, and you can't just be like, oh my God, my stocks are going down, I gotta sell. No. Firm up, okay? Long-term strategy. Just like the economy may be down right now, it will be up eventually. So if you sell your investments, you're gonna have to sell very low right now just to turn around and buy high. So you don't want to be that like frenzy person who's always like, oh, the economy's bad, sell, sell, sell. Oh, the economy's doing really well, buy, buy, buy. No, hold on to your stocks. When the economy is back up, you will be grateful that you held on to them. And that brings me to my next point, is to buy investments cheaper. So the economy is bad right now. These stocks are like at a discounted price, okay? Get some index funds. I like index funds. Whatever your means of investing in stocks is, whatever, buy some stocks, hold on to them, okay? They're probably going to decrease in price, but like we said, eventually what's down will go up. Now, real estate. So many people have been saying the real estate market is going to crash. Well, excuse me, you don't know what you're talking about, okay? Stop getting your information from random people on TikTok. The real estate market is not going to crash. We are going to see a market correction, okay? We're not going to see a crash. So what happened in 2008 will not happen again. What happened in 2008 is that anybody could get a mortgage. I could be working at Taco Bell and go get me a $600,000 house because they had these variable interest rates. So right now I'm paying $500 a month, and then boom, my mortgage shoots up to $2,000. I can't afford it. We all know what happened in 2008. Well, that's not what happened this time, right? So we're going to see a correction. We're not going to see a crash. Prices will go down because buyers will not be able to buy homes because of these high interest rates and because they may lose their job and everything else that comes with the recession. So if you have a large amount of money and you're liquid and you can invest in real estate right now, well, when the recession happens, it might be a good time for you to invest in buying a home so you can hold on to it as an investment strategy and, you know, rent it out to long-term tenants if you can afford it. But if you cannot and you have to go get a loan or a mortgage, you need to be sure that this is the time for you to get a mortgage and you're sure that you are going to have your job or your business is going to be profitable, or that you're going to live there for at least 3 years to build some equity. If not, then don't even buy a home. All right. Number 6, pay off expensive debt. Okay? Pay off expensive debt. Like I said, cash is king during a recession. This is not the time for you to be taking on a lot of car loans. This is not the time to be taking out multiple credit cards. In my household, Jerome and I have paid off all of our credit cards, okay? We are not even going through that. Our credit cards are paid off. The only thing that we really have is a mortgage, and that mortgage already has gained equity, but we are not taking on any more expensive debt. And the last one is do your research and be proactive. I know that it's scary with people saying that the economy is going to crash, or everyone's going to lose their job, and you may have kids and like, oh my God, what am I going to do? Be proactive. read, okay? I have like, I don't even know if you guys can see, I don't know. I have like 30 books over there that I've been reading about what a market cycle is, what is a recession, what happens, the trends in history, all that stuff, because I want to make sure that I am an informed consumer. So make sure that you're doing your research, be proactive, and take action. Do not be afraid of the unknown. Make sure you know the unknown. That's a quote. Somebody write that down. Anyway, so with all that being said, this is a series, okay? So make sure that you are here next Sunday, because we are talking about recession-proof businesses to start. Because the best way to fight inflation is to create more income. And one of the best ways to create more income is to have a business, okay? Not stocks. We see what's happening with stocks. It is creating income, having businesses. So we are going to talk about some recession-proof business ideas that you can start with little money and skills that you already have. So that's going to be next Sunday. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Share it with your friends. Sharing is caring, okay? And make sure that you are here next Sunday, because we are going to talk about the next step in preparing for the recession. So thanks, y'all, for tuning in. My name is Jada Brown. I am your local real estate agent, and we are just gonna keep on growing, okay? So I will see you guys in my next video.